School is just letting out. I'm really excited for this next part. We're gonna walk with some of the kids back to their house. It'll give us a little bit of a perspective on what they do when they're walking both ways to school. We've got an appointment. We're going to be going to visit one of the parents, and I'm really excited about this because I've wanted to see an actual house. We've been in the guest house and we've been in Derek and Mary Jane's house, but we've not actually seen one of the houses in this region. So that is something that I'm looking forward to, and I've already got a little crowd following me. Some of the girls are remembering Jenna's lesson and they're practicing Spanish as we're walking back home. Do it, say buenos días. ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien.
Estoy bien.
¿Y tú cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien, gracias.
Estoy bien, gracias.
Chao.
Chao.
Muy bien, very good.
Gracias.
We're stopping at our first house, so the kids are continuing along the road, and we're walking down this little other road / awesome mountain biking path to a house.
We have some guard dogs.
Oh yeah, lots of guard dogs. One of the dogs is following us. There's actually a couple dogs up here that hang around the school every day, so I'm starting to wonder if they belong to a kid. It's not really common to have a pet dog here, but having a guard dog or some kind of working dog wouldn't be really uncommon.
This is Joseph's house and Pamela's house. This is the groundkeeper at Village of Hope.
Banana bread and some bananas. Excellent.
Absalom. Okay.
Mandazis.
Yum.
Meat. Meat. Lovely home.
Why do you need to get to my bed?
Need to go to my bed.
Explain the national exam.
To who?
All of us to the Mizungu.
Okay, that's the normal.
We asked Absalom to help explain the national test to us. In 8th grade, all of the Kenyan students will take a test to help determine if they're going to go to high school or not. The daughter of the homeowner here had just gotten back from taking that test and was pretty exhausted.
Do they have to pass that to go to high school?
Yes. Yeah. You have to do so.
So that's a really big exam. It's a big deal.
So she has to pass it.
Okay, so remind me, Joseph, how many children do you have?
Seven children. Yes.
Oh.
More of the family comes by to see what's going on and to say hello. And then Joseph stands up to share a blessing with us.
Apparently, I don't feel like
Joseph thanks us for coming to his house that day. He says there are people even in his own neighborhood who would never make the time to come down to visit him at his home. Yet here we are, traveling halfway around the world, and we're coming to spend some time with him. He then thanks our hosts, Derek and Mary Jane, for starting the school and the church where his children attend. He says that his kids actually enjoy their time there. He shares that he's passionate about these kids and recognizes them as being so important to the future of their community. This is the reason why he quit his job as a butcher to come work for the school. He was truly grateful for what was happening in his village.
May God bless you a lot. Thank you.
So we just visited with Joseph and Pamela. Joseph is our groundsman at school and a huge help to Village of Hope. They just opened up their home to us and we had mandazis and tea and visited with most of their family. They have 7 children and a few grandchildren, and they are just the kindest, sweetest people who are just such a great addition to the Village of Hope family. And Pamela is probably the loveliest, most wonderful woman with a smile who can light up a room.
After leaving Joseph and Pamela's house, we continued our tour around the neighborhood visiting people. We found folks to be generally open and wanting to allow us to spend time with them, a stark contrast from the frozen land from which we traveled. One thing that really struck me was how few worldly possessions these people had. Their house was pretty barren, with rough floors, a couple calendars or ads on the walls for decoration, and goats free to walk in and out of the front door, which they did, by the way. Meanwhile, back at my home, my house has several pieces of comfy furniture, a full kitchen to prepare a feast for many, and yet I'd rather shy away from hosting anything unless the place is perfectly spotless. Being here really forces me to face this question: why do I care so much about these little things? I guess that's something we all could ask ourselves. Until next time.